Hello guys, this is a tutorial clip to help you understand some basic understanding before the upcoming exam of LB251. So this is a question from last year. It says, please explain the concept of constitutionalism and discuss the strengths and weaknesses of the Constitution of the Kingdom of Thailand, BE 2560. According to the concept of constitutionalism. So this question wants us to compare the concept of constitutionalism and Thai Constitution 2017. So before we doing that, you have to understand what the constitutionalism is. So what is constitutionalism? So constitutionalism is the concept that developed based on the democratic and liberal value with the aim to create limited government, well-governed society, and self-regulating society. This concept of constitutionalism aims to create a government whose power comes from or is limited to the Constitution. Also, it aims to create a society in which the people are the ruler and are ruled at the same time. So people gives power to the Constitution, and then the Constitution grants or allocates power to the state organs, and these state organs exercise their power according to the Constitution to protect the people. So that's why it is say that people are the ruled and ruler at the same time. And now we are looking at the features of the Constitution which are necessary for achieving fundamental aims of a democratic and liberal value. The first one, supremacy of Constitution. The supremacy of the Constitution is necessary for the sake of fundamental rights entailed in the Constitution. The organs of the state, so as other laws, must follow the Constitution. Any laws contrary to the Constitution is unenforceable. The second one is democracy. The third one is the protection of fundamental rights of peoples. The fourth one is limitation and scrutiny on power of the state organs based on the respect for the status of people as a sovereign power holder. The Constitution both provides and limits the state organs, and those state organs needs a mechanism to review and check. The fifth one is rule of law, legal state. This emphasizes the rule of law principle that everyone is subject to the law, including the state organs and officials. And sixth, separation of powers. This feature is to prevent the absolute power. That's why there's a separation of powers between the state organs. The seventh is Judiciary Independent. The judicial branch is delegated power to check and balance other state organs, to check for constitutionality of substantive law and legal procedure. So these are basically the features that the states must acquire to fit the standard of constitutionalism. And now we are going to compare these features with the Constitution of Thailand 2017 one by one. So the first one is supremacy. The supremacy of Constitution is required to ensure that the Constitution is the highest law of the land. So if the Constitution is the highest law of the land, it means that no law can be in conflict with the Constitution, and every state organ must comply with the Constitution. If any rules or state organs can run in conflict with the Constitution, then it will be no use having Constitution and open the way for each state organ to abuse its power. As a result, the power of the people at the source of Constitution will also be undermined. And now looking at the Constitution, Section 5, it has mentioned that the Constitution is the supreme power of the land, and other laws in the state, including statutes, acts, and regulations that contradict with the Constitution, will be unenforceable. Therefore, this section ensures that every law in the state should be conformity with the Constitution. The supremacy of the Constitution is guaranteed. And as mentioned, any laws in conflict with the Constitution will be unenforceable. That's why it reflects the idea of rule of law, which I'll be further elaborate. The next one is democracy. Democracy is the political system in which people are the sovereign holder. The ones who hold the sovereign power indicates the form of the political system. So if the holder of the sovereignty is people, it means that it is a democratic society. And now compare this with Thai Constitution. This democracy concept lies in many sections of Thailand, but the distinctive sections are 2 and 3. For section 3, it says, sovereign power belongs to the Thai people. The king, as head of the state, shall exercise such power through the National Assembly, the Council of Ministers, and the courts in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution. So, as I mentioned, if the sovereign power holder is the people, it means that it is a democratic society and it holds the democratic value. And next one is section 2. So it clearly states that Thailand adopts a democratic regime of government. However, there are some issues laid out in section 272. So in order to vote for the Prime Minister, it needs the votes from the lower house and the upper house. The lower house is the House of Representatives and the upper house is the Senate. The issue is the Senate because they are not from the people. They are appointed by the NCPOs. So it could mean that the democracy in Thailand is not complete in a sense to be a fully democratic society. So it is to say that this element is satisfied but not as good as it should be. The next one is the protection of fundamental rights of peoples. This feature is important for the existence of the democratic and liberal values in the society. Since people are sovereign power holders, their fundamental rights must be recognized and protected under the Constitution. And in Thai Constitution 2017, there are many provisions that recognize and grant protection to the people's fundamental rights. For example, Section 4, human dignity, rights, liberties, and equality of people shall be protected. The Thai people shall enjoy equal protection under this constitution. And also there is a specific chapter regarding the rights and the liberties of Thai people as well. For example, section 27, it regards with the equality of people in various aspects. For example, gender, social status, financial status, political party, origin, race, language, religion, age, and people with disabilities. And the section 26 regarding the law enactment. The enactment of law resulting in the restriction of rights or liberties of persons shall be in accordance with the conditions provided by the Constitution. In this section, it highlights the importance that all things must follow the Constitution, especially any act by the state that could violate the rights of the people. So the protection of fundamental rights of peoples is certified. Next is limitation and scrutiny on power of the state organs based on respect for the status of people as the sovereign power holder, constituent power holder, and separation of power. So, what is constituent power holder? So, what is the constituent power? The constituent power is the political power, not a legal power. The legal power in general is the power empowered by the Constitution, but the constituent power is the political power based on a fact, or in other words, is factual power. It's based on the facts, not a legal sense. So the constituent power in Thai's context is Thai people, because Thai people have the power to grant to the Constitution, and then the Constitution gives power to the state organs. But there is another example that should be emphasized, and that is NCPO, or Youth Coup, is the constituent power because they make the people who held the constituent power at the time subject to it. That's why right now is holding the constituent power, so it could establish its constitution, and that constitution is 2560 or 2017. That is why it could be excused from any punishments that it should have happened to them. They basically disposed of the old constitution and created a new constitution. Okay, let's get back to our topic. So I'm going to talk about this feature with the separation of power. So Thailand adopts parliamentalism system, and it looks like this. There are basically three branches in Thailand. The first one is the parliament, the second one is the government, and the last one is court. So according to Thai Constitution 2017, it does not only establish and allocate public power to the state organs, but it also sets limitation to the power and granted to them by means of separation of power. So it gives power to the three organs, and at the same time, they exist in the form of separation of power in order to check and balance. And now I'm going to look at each organ one by one. The first one is the parliament. The parliament, or the legislative branch, consists of the lower house and the upper house. The lower house is the House of Representatives, and the upper house is the Senate. They have the duty to enact law through its legislative process. Also, the parliament has power to appoint a prime minister who will come up with the cabinet under section 159 and section 272. Section 159 talks about the characteristic of the applicants of the prime minister, And Section 272 talks about the people who have the power to vote for the Prime Minister. Also in Section 151, it talks about the vote of no confidence. If the lower house lost the confidence of the government is removed, but the House of Representatives is still intact. This is because the legislative branch has superior power as of the democratic legitimacy. A democratic legitimacy is the connection between people and their state, and the House of Representatives has that connection because they are voted from the people. And the next one is government. The government or executive branch, it has the Prime Minister as the head of the government, having a duty to enforce the law and govern the state. Normally, the power to enact a law belongs to the Parliament, but in some emergency situations, this branch has power to enact the law that is called the emergency decree to prevent such situation from exacerbating. Furthermore, this branch can also limit the power of the legislative branch. The Prime Minister has the power to dissolve the House of Representatives, and when the Parliament is dissolved, both of the House of Representatives and the Cabinet is gone. The Cabinet is also gone because there is no entity to control the Cabinet's public and ministerial activity. The Cabinet cannot continue in the office, but the Cabinet can continue to perform its duty. Unlike the House of Representatives, they are out of office immediately and cannot perform anymore. And the last one is courts. The courts or judicial branch had a duty to interpret the law, trial the case, and settle the disputes. Moreover, it has a power to check and balance the Parliament and the government. It has a power to check the legality and constitutionality of the legislative and executive acts. For example, the courts have the power to check whether the law enacted by the Parliament run in conflict with the Constitution or not. If it does, it means that such law is unenforceable. In short, it could say that Thai Constitution 2017 has the features of the power limitation mechanism and the separation of power. Therefore, these features are certified. The next one is the Judiciary Independent. It is required under the concept of the Constitutionalism. It is important that the courts enjoy judiciary independence or not under any other branch's control. So in Thailand, there is Section 188. It clearly states that judges and justice are independent. So it could be said that the Thai Constitution 2017 has followed the concept of constitutionalism. The next feature is rule of law. This principle can be seen in Section 5 of Thai Constitution. As said, that it already mentions that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and any law that contradicts will be unenforceable. This means that according to the hierarchy structure in Thai law, the Constitution is put on the top, and any other laws can be traced back to the Constitution. Therefore, it could be said that the Constitution is the source of all lawmaking power, as no law can contradict it. So, this feature is certified under Section 5 in the Constitution of 2017. So, after all the considerations, Thai Constitution 2017 had a strength that it satisfies all the features required by constitutionalism, but there are also some weaknesses contained in the constitution because, for example, 272 is quite contrary to the principle of democracy that needs the connection between people and the state. And with the situation of NCPO, it even emphasizes the weakness of this constitution because even though that it certified all the elements, but in practice it couldn't really be enforced because of the power that the NCPO have received as the constituent power holder. And lastly is the court. Even though the judiciary independence is mentioned in section 188, the judges in the court right now are appointed by the Senate, and the Senate are appointed by the NCPO. So this is the end of the video. If you have any questions regarding this subject, you can contact us through the Instagram CSP_TU. Thank you.